So I know the importance of what it means to have someone in front of you to pour into you, right? And so I'm truly grateful for Coach to give me the opportunity for Coach to think enough of me to have me to come. I was a head coach before, and I'm gonna just tell you, like coaches don't just put anybody in front of their guys, right? They're really selective because they care about you. And so for Coach to think that much of me, man, I'm honored for that. And so for that, man, my goal is to give y'all my A game. I ain't messing around, right? So know that like with our time, like this is important to me, right? Know that with our time, I'm gonna give it to you, right? Know that with our time, like I'm expecting you to learn some stuff from this and then take this and use this in your life to help you be a better young man. Y'all with me on that? Sir. All right, good deal. So uh I have some norms, some expectations for you guys with our time today. I call it the 3 B's. And the first thing is just be in the moment. I ask that you just lock in with me, focus in, don't worry about what's going on later. Don't worry about what happened earlier, right? Just lock in and let's have a good time. Y'all good with that? Give me some head nods if you're good with that. Yeah, good. All right, the second thing is just be interactive and kind of like what Coach is saying, like man, I'm here to give you my A game, but I'm probably gonna ask you some questions. Like I want to learn from y'all too, right? So I may ask y'all some questions. Be ready to be interactive. I want to make sure and Coach stay with me on time. Cause I'm gonna be out my head, man. I'm on it. I'm gonna be out my head. So be with me on time and make sure that I'm good. But I want to make sure I leave time. It's all right. Yeah, it's funny. I want to make sure I leave some time at the end to where y'all can ask questions, right? Because like I can prepare stuff all day and give you what I think you need, right? But I want to make sure that like if you have some questions of me, I want to make sure I give you some time to do that. All right. So if you're good with being interactive, let me get thumbs up. Let me see those thumbs up. Good. Good deal. All right. And then the last B is be in application mode. And man, this is the most important. Um, like I'm intentional about what I'm going to give you today, right? Like I said to you, this means something to me, right? And so my goal is for you to be able to take, man, at least one thing from what I give you today, right? I hope I give you more than one thing, but take at least one thing from what I give you today and actually use it and apply it in your life, right? And so if you're good with being in application mode, tell me we're ready, Coach. Ready, Coach. Hold on, let's try that again. If you're good with being in application mode, tell me we're ready, Coach. Ready, Coach. Well, let's go then. Let's go. All right, so, man, let me tell you a little bit about myself because I want you to know my background. Man, who is this excited guy Coach got in front of us? Guy, he ready. All right, let me tell you a little bit about my background so you have an understanding of who I am and why I'm so passionate about what I do, right? So I am Coach Chip Baker. I'm a fourth generation educator. That means my mom, grandmother, great grandmother, they were all retired educators, right? I've been in education. This is my 25th year that I've been in education. I've been a coach for 20 years, right? Was an athlete growing up, played 4 sports for 4 years in high school, played college football. Like I said, I coached for 20 of the 25 years. So like, I know, right? Like, like I get it. I know, right? And so, um, man, just wanted to make sure, like with the coaching, I did football, powerlifting, did some track, but just wanted to give you an idea, like my background in education and sports. About 8 years ago, I started my YouTube channel and podcast. It's called The Success Chronicles. And what I do is I just interview people from all walks of life, and I share their stories for positive inspiration and motivation. And man, that's been really cool because I love learning. I love having conversations with people. I love highlighting people. And I just took a step out to learn some stuff I never learned before. And it's been cool for me. It's been 8 years. And so I've interviewed, NFL players, rappers. I mean, it's pretty cool. My favorite author, like it's pretty cool. Some of the things that I've been blessed to do. And then about 5 years ago, I started writing books, being in proximity with good people, right? I started writing books. And I'm going to just tell y'all, man, where I'm from, my hometown, I ain't know anybody that wrote books, y'all. right? So like start like a real book, like a book, right? And so I didn't know anybody that wrote books, but man, to the date, guys, I've been a part of a published 17 books. Crazy, right? And and so now what I do, I still do all of that. I speak, do leadership development with companies, teams, all that kind of stuff. But I want to make sure I take some time to let you know a little bit about who I am, because not to say, hey, because I'm not a talk about me guy, right? Not on all that ego. I don't do all of that. But I wanted you to know that, like, hey, it's not, hey, guys, look what I've done. It's, hey, like, look what you can do, right? So, like, all of that stuff I told y'all, like, y'all can do any of that stuff and more, right? So I want to make sure I encourage you and tell you that. But I'm a big reflective guy. And when I found out I was going to have the opportunity to come hang out with you guys, I had some reflections that came about. And I think the first thing was I thought about was like challenges. Any of you guys ever face any tough challenges in your life? Yeah, right. So I think the first thing I reflected on is like, man, none of us are immune from facing tough challenges in our life, right? Like, I don't care who you are, even if you think you got it figured out, you're gonna face some challenges, right? um, then the next thing I thought about, like, life is comprised of tough moments. Let me say that again. Life is comprised of tough moments. Like, some people say, oh man, I got a tough life. No, bro, you ain't got a tough life. You got tough moments in your life, right? And so it's up to you to determine how you going to get through those tough moments in your life, because it's just a moment, right? But if you hang in that, oh, poor me, being in the moment, oh, I'm making excuses, well, it's going to continue to be that for life, right? But if you choose to like get through that moment and be a tough joker, right? Tough people do tough things. Ooh, oh, let me give you that one again. Tough people do tough things, and right? Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Okay, let me give you that one again. Make sure you hear this. Tough times don't last, tough people last, right? And so, like I told y'all all of the good stuff when told y'all that good stuff. But hey, along that journey, man, it's been so many things that's been tough in my life. Single parent mom, like small town. I got my father, had other kids, a couple of them, they didn't make good choices. One of them died because he didn't make good choices, right? So it's a whole lot of things in my life that's been tough. I've had some failures in my life, right? But what you have to do is like make a choice, have some dang grit, figure it out, and dang go make it happen. Y'all know what grit is? Determination. Anybody else? What is grit? What y'all think grit is? What does that mean? Perseverance. Come on, talk to me. Somebody else? Great job, man. Thank you. Competitiveness. There you go. Give me two more. Oh, see my face when you said that? Yeah, man. Hey, that chip on your shoulder. I don't care who you are, Joker. You about to get it, right? You had that chip on your shoulder, right? Give me one more. What's grit? When you hear grit, like what do you think of? Toughness. Be a tough joker, right? And so in my reflections, I thought about those people that I've had in my life that have done like really neat things, right? I was like, dang, what is like the one thing that those people displayed that like non-successful people displayed? And what that is I came up with grit. Like they had grit. Like it didn't matter what situation was thrown at them. They just figured it out. They didn't make dang excuses. They used those tough things that came against them in their life as motivation and drive, right? Determination in their life to help them do better things. So I want to talk to you about grit. today. And the first thing I think to have grit, what it takes is you got to give your all. And I'm gonna give you a formula. Y'all ain't know y'all was gonna get some math today in soccer. I'm gonna give you a formula, right? Maximum effort equals maximum results. So what does that mean? Maximum effort equals maximum results. What does that mean? Somebody talk to me. Y'all said y'all was gonna be active, interactive. This time when you talk to me. Say it again. Man, let me repeat that. It gives you the maximum opportunity to succeed, right? That's good, man. Thank you. Air high five. Bam. All right, somebody else. Maximum effort equals maximum results. Give me somebody else. What y'all get from that? Boy, hey, man, hey, I'm gonna walk off and I'm gonna look back at you. Man, hey, boy, hey, that's good, man. Hey, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Here's another formula. Rock with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. You with me? You with me? Okay. All right. So I'm since you gave me, I'm gonna give you another formula. Input equals output. Hey, what you put into something is what you're gonna get out of it. Bro, you can't get no paycheck if you ain't putting no work in. Right? You got to make sure that what you put into it, know what you're putting into it, because if you're giving maximum, see how I said that? I didn't even say maximum. I said maximum. If you're giving maximum effort, you're going to get the maximum results. Who benefits from giving the maximum effort? Yeah, you do. Yeah. So make sure that you're giving maximum effort so that you can get those maximum results. You guys that shared, thank y'all for sharing. I appreciate that. And I'm gonna just tell you, me personally, man, I rock with effort all day because effort shows me that you care, right? Like none of us are perfect. I'm the first to say, man, I am not perfect. I made a bunch of mistakes. I'm gonna continue to make mistakes, but I promise you, you can bank on Chip Baker giving you maximum effort. Ask them coaches in the room that know me. Yeah. For and some of them guys, they've known me for a long time. We coached together back in the day, right? And so, like you can bank on Chip Baker gonna give you maximum effort. You can believe that. You guys that know me, when you see me in the hallway, what do you see on my face every time you see me? A smile on my face. You can bank on getting maximum effort from Coach Baker. Believe that because it's intentional. Like it's important to me. And when people give me maximum effort, man, I'll go to war with you. Like it's okay. Like we'll figure it out. I'm in the trenches with you, dog. Well, we'll figure it out. I rock with effort. And when you're looking at effort, man, when you're looking at giving your all, you gotta check out your habits, right? I think it's a cycle, right? I believe that habits determine your routines. Y'all rock with me on this, right? Y'all think about this as I go through this. Habits determine your routines. Your routines build consistency. Y'all believe that? Yeah. And so when you have consistency in your life, right, what happens is you build trust. And so people around you know what they're going to get from you and they trust you, right? But the bigger picture, and this is the biggest thing, you learn to trust yourself because you've shown yourself that you can do great things by giving your all, having great habits, routines, building consistency, which leads to trust. Okay, well, Coach Baker, how do I do that? I'm going to tell you how to do that. Simple. I have an SHG principle, and this is what I live by. Like, I'm not here giving you fluff, like saying, hey, I got a good opportunity to talk to the soccer team. I'm just going to throw some stuff out there. No, bro, this ain't fluff. Like, this is what I do in my life. And I call it the SHG principle. First is show up. If you're supposed to be somewhere at a certain time, have your butt there early and not on time because on time is late. Get your eyes on me. Get your eyes on me. Show up. When you show up and you're in the moment, you got to have a dang great attitude. Y'all heard this before. Two things you can control is your attitude and your effort. Y'all heard that before, right? You control your attitude. You can control, regardless of the circumstance. Oh, it's hot. I don't care. I'm about to ball. Oh, it's cold. I don't care. I'm about to ball. Oh, it's raining and mud. I don't care. I'm about to ball. Right? You control your attitude. Right? And then when you do that, it all culminates to giving your all. Right? And I can tell y'all, man, like this give me chills. I ain't even said it. I can tell y'all, man, like I've strived to do that in my life. It's good, huh? Right? I've strived to do that in my life. And man, I can tell you, I can stand on 2 feet straight up with my chest with a smile on my face and say, man, I'm proud of the things that I've accomplished. Because I've shown up every moment of every day. I've had a great attitude. I gave everything I had to give to it. If I said I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it with everything I got. And so that's the first thing with grit. You got to give your all. You got to give your all. The second thing is respect the process. And so you got to understand that it's a process to grow through tough things. Listen to what I said. See if you catch that. It's a process to grow through tough things. Y'all catch what I said? What did I say? Emphasis on which word? Come on. Emphasis on grow, right? So anytime you're in tough situations, you want to make sure that you grow in those situations. That makes sense? Right? This is a rhetorical question. I know this. Any of you guys lifted weights before? Yeah, coach. Yes. Right. All right. So like, can I go in the weight room and look at the bar and get big muscles? No. Like I gotta put some weight on that thing. I got to hurt. I gotta push myself. I got to sweat. Even when I don't feel like, I gotta get my butt in there and go to work. Right? But then on the other side of that, you like the results, don't you? Yeah. Right? You got to grow through those tough challenges, man. You got to push yourself and do those things. And in order to do that, you got to have an operating system. And what I mean by that is like you have to have a system by which you operate, a system by which you do things. Like I said, it don't matter what's going on. No, I'm gonna do that. It don't matter what's going on. Whatever, I'm gonna show up, have a great attitude, and I'm gonna do that. Right? And so, like on the phone, like on a computer, the operating systems. Nod your head. Yes, coach. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Y'all know about phones and stuff, right? Oh, okay. That was a rhetorical question too, right? But there's operating systems, and then you always have to update the software, right? You're continually updating, right? And so in our lives, when we have those tough things, you have to make sure that you're continually updating, right? It's a process. You have to figure out what your operating system is and always update it. Okay. It requires attention. It requires awareness. You have to be aware of, I think two, you have to have some reflection time each day, right? Oh man, I did pretty good on this. Ooh, I messed that up. Then tomorrow, the stuff that you did bad, don't do no more of that, right? The stuff you did good on, keep doing those things. And so that's the second thing. Respect the process to have grit. You got to do that. The third thing, man, is you got to have intentional actions. Here's another question for you. They print money, right? Y'all better, yeah. They print money, right? So like time, does time repeat? No, it don't repeat. So what that means to me is that like this moment today, this time, we will never get it back again ever. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me see if you caught. This moment, yeah, of this day, we will never get it back again ever. Right? So what that means to me is like I'm fortunate to have this moment, right? What that means to me is, man, my time is valuable. Right? What that means to me is I ain't about to waste my time and I ain't about to let nobody else waste my time either because my time is valuable. Right? And so what we have to make sure we do is in understanding that we have to be intentional about what we do. Like I told you when I started, man, I'm intentional about what I'm telling y'all today. Like it means something. Like this time is like it. I said that earlier, right? I'm intentional. I told y'all that. I mean that, right? And so we have to make sure that we take the proper actions each day so that we have growth, right? Whatever it is we want to be the best version of ourselves in, we got to make sure that we work on that every day, because once the day is over, you can't go back, right? So value your time. Be intentional. Be on purpose with a purpose. Ooh, that's good. Be on purpose with a purpose, right? Don't come here that's an old school word, lollygagging around, right? Don't be up in here lollygagging around, man. Like have a sense of urgency, right? And when we all decide to do that, it gets infectious and contagious, right? And then everybody's on purpose. That makes sense? Y'all still with me? All right. So a story I want to tell y'all before I go to the next one. So my mom, man, I'm good on time, coach. All right. So man, I grew up with a really strict disciplinarian mama. My mama didn't play, right? And so there were some things that she taught me, and she would say, when she got to this point, I knew it was serious, right? She'd say, boy, she put the boy in front of me. It was for real. Now, yeah, now I know she know my name. She gave me my name, right? But when she say boy, and she get the finger too, ooh, watch out, right? Boy, if you're going to do something, do it right or don't waste your time doing it. Man, I need to give y'all that again. She would say to me, boy, if you're going to do something, do it right the first time or don't waste your time doing it. And there were lessons that she taught me, like cleaning. Like, yeah, boy, if you ain't cleaning right, I'm gonna make you go back and do it again. Right? If you ain't, yeah, you know that life, yeah, yeah, like sweeping. No, it's still stuff on the. You ain't swept that, boy. Go back and do it again. Homework, man. That teacher, like right here, like that's unacceptable. It's math. You got to show your steps. Go back and do that crap again. Right? So, man, just do it right the first time. You ain't got to go back and do it again because your time is valuable. Have those intentional actions. Boy, have intentional actions. So that's the third thing. And then the fourth thing is, and this is the good one for me, test to testimony. Let me give you that again. Test to testimony. Y'all taken tests before in your life, right? Get out of the school system or school setting. Y'all have had some test challenges in your life before? Yeah, right? We all have, right? And so I just tell y'all personally, man, like the toughest things that I've had to face in my life have been the things that I've learned the most from in my life. Some of the toughest challenges that I've had to face in my life have been the things that I didn't know it when I was growing through it, right? Caught that? I didn't know it when I was growing through it. But on the other side of that, I learned so much from growing through those tough things. And so, I'll just tell y'all this. Truthfully, I'm an introverted guy, right? Coaches know me. Like you see me, I don't talk a lot, right? And I know that, and I'm okay with that because that's who I am, right? But the guy that y'all just saw in here, that's a whole different dude, ain't it? Yeah. And it's a whole different dude because I've grown through some things in my life and I know how important it is for y'all to hear what I need to say to y'all and how I deliver it to y'all and what you get from it, right? So I have to get over myself, right? And give you everything I got because that's what y'all need. That's what people did to me. That's what they gave me. And so, like in my life, the toughest things that I've grown through, man, have ended up being things that I've learned from, and now I can share that with you guys. So, like, I ain't just like all this stuff I said, like it's fake to me to talk about stuff I ain't experienced. Like all that stuff I talk, like man, I lived that. Like I'm not just saying, hey, try this, guys. No, man, this stuff work. right? Because I've done it in my life, man. And so understand that like the toughest things that you will grow through in your life will end up being a blessing on the other end. And it gets really good when you can take those things that you've learned and use those to help others. That's when it really gets good. We got seniors in here. Raise your hand, seniors. Okay. So let me ask you this. So like, are there things like soccer is a super skilled sport? You cats, y'all start soccer when y'all can start walking, right? Like super skilled, right? And so like there's some things that you've learned along the way, right? And you've had some younger guys that come around that you've seen do some things. You can say, hey man, hey, don't do that. Like make sure you do this. Get your eyes here. Like you can give them some advice on some of those things because of what you've learned. And so that's when it gets good, man. When you've lived a life, you've learned some things, and then you can share those. So in closing, guys, man, to be successful at anything, you got to have grit. Y'all see what that say right there? What that say? Okay, man, like anything that's worth anything succeeding, it ain't gonna come to you. You got to have grit and go make it happen, man. Period. Like no excuses. What about? No, period. You got to have grit and go get it and make it happen. Understand that your maximum growth, man, is on the other side of your toughest challenges. And that ain't just soccer, but that's life. Like I'm big on life lessons. Like I'm big on using sports to make life relevant. And in your life, you're gonna have some stuff that's gonna be real tough in your life, right? But what you gotta understand is, man, on the other side of that tough stuff, just have some grit, just keep pushing, just keep sticking to it, just keep learning what you're supposed to learn. Because when you get through that, you're gonna be so much better than what you were before you started it. So you gotta make sure you have some grit. And so I'm an acronym guy, so y'all play with me on this. So I said you gotta have grit, right? The first thing I said was give your all. What does give start with? G, right? The second thing to have grit, you got to respect the process. What does respect start with? R, right? The third trait I gave you is intentional actions. What does intentional start with? I, all right? The last thing I gave you was test to testimonies, right? And the T in test starts with, this test starts with T. Geez, I gave you the answer, all right? So that spells what? Grit. You got to have grit, man. You got to have some dang grit. So that's what I have for you guys. Any questions off of what I gave you today? Anything y'all want to know more about that I talked about, that I hit on? Y'all give me some questions, man. I love that part, shooting from the hip. Give me something. Everybody looking over here? You looking back at them? Yeah. No, hey, like I said when I started, I want y'all to be interactive, man. So let's talk. Like what you got, my man? Yep. Mm-hmm. So the question was, how do you think we can give other teammates motivation? I think the first thing is by being present, right? Just like I said, the SHG principle. Man, show up every day, go above and beyond, and do what coach asks you to do. Give your all, right? And I'm gonna just tell you, you have to understand that there's people that see you do that. And let me share. This is my favorite story to share. I'll share this with you. So growing up, man, like my mom demanded of us certain things, strict, like, boy, you're gonna do right. You're gonna do, you're gonna do that, right? And so I strive to do right, work hard, treat people right, put myself around good people, right? And so what I didn't know is that people around me saw that. And so I had my little league baseball coach. He was my elementary school principal. All right. And so what I didn't know is Mr. McDaniel loved that guy, man. I wanted to grow up to be just like him. Right. And so I was watching him, but I didn't know that he was watching me. Right. So fast forward, I'm graduating from college, broke college kid looking for a teaching and coaching job. And I applied at Peak Junior High in Conroe Independent School District. And so what I didn't know is the principal at that school knew Mr. McDaniel from my hometown. Right. And so he calls Mr. McDaniel, say, hey, I got this Chip Baker guy applying for a job here in my school. Like, tell me a little bit about him. He says, oh, man, he's a great guy. He's going to work hard. He's going to do things the right way. He's going to treat people right. He's going to put himself around great people. Man, you should give that guy an opportunity. He'll be an asset to your team. And that principal gave me my very first teaching and coaching job because of what he said about me. Hold on, let me go deeper. I got my very first teaching and coaching job off of the dude I was as a kid. And what that means to you is it's important to show up every day and just be a good dude. Like, period. Do things the right way and be a good dude, man. Because that stuff will come back on you. If you're the other way, that stuff will come back on you too. I've seen that, right? So make sure, like, you may not even realize that people watch you, man. My mom used to say, boy, somebody always watching you. Somebody always watching you, right? So make sure that everything you do is on point. And that's what I believe, man. If you show up and do things the right way, it'll be motivating. So that's a good question. What you got? Man, that's simple for me. Go get it. No. I say, like, I say that, but and easier said than done, right? Um, you know, the first thing, and I said this when I talk to you guys, you need to understand that life is hard, life is tough. You will, I can promise you that you will face some tough challenges in your life, right? Like, so now in knowing that, for me, I'm like, hey, come on, sucker, let's go. I hit you in the mouth. Right? I'm gonna fight. Let's go. Like, we going? Well, let's go. You know. And so you have to have that mindset of, like, whatever challenge comes your way, go attack it. Like, I'm a weight room guy. So, like, in coaching my guys to do heavy weight, I tell them attack the bar. Right? Like, if I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. Oh, what is that you put on the bar? Like, what? No, bro, put the dang weight on the bar, get your butt in there, and let's lift the weight. Go attack the bar, right? And then when you do that, you'll surprise yourself, man. Like, like the first time you do like 2 plates, you're like, yeah, let's go, right? And everything in life is like that. Like, it looks so fierce and scary and whatever, but if you just attack that thing, man, you'll surprise yourself how easy it is. And then as you do it more, because reps make you better, right? Like in skills, you work your skills, reps make you better. The more you have challenges, the more you know that, like, you can get through tough things. And so, like, now where I'm in my life, it's like, hey, I'm looking for tough challenges. I'm seeking them out. Come on, what you got? I'm seeking those tough challenges out because I know without a shadow of doubt, I'm going to dang go attack it. And even if I don't beat it, I still win because I learned so many valuable lessons. And eventually I will beat it because I ain't going to give up. I got grit. It's good, man. Good question. What you got? Ooh, that's good. Let me repeat that. He said, what was the toughest moment for you and the biggest moment for you? Man, there's been a couple times in my life where I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that I gave my all to it, right? And I'll just tell you straight up. So, like growing up, man, I ain't drink. I don't drink, right? And I chose as a young guy to not put bad stuff in my body because I felt that would inhibit my performance, right? And as a young guy, my goal was to make it to the league so I can take care of my mom, right? And so Like when we was on the field, it wasn't, yes, me in the uniform and you with the ball. Yeah, that's cool. But for me, it's you standing in the way of me taking care of my mama. If you got the ball in your hand, I'm about to kill you, dog. Believe that. You about to get it, right? And so I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I had done everything that I could do to be the best version of myself. And the first case of that was in college. I was good enough to play college football, but I wasn't good enough to make it to the NFL, right? But I was good enough to get my college degree, and I was good enough to get a teaching and coaching job to where I could still make money and still take care of my mom, right? So like I was telling him, like even in those tough challenges, if you do everything that you're supposed to do, something's good gonna come out of it, right? There's been a couple times in my career where I knew, man, I gave everything I could give to it, but my all wasn't enough. And that's the toughest thing. Whew, that's the toughest thing to deal with when you're in situations where you know, like there's no doubt in my mind I gave everything I could give to it. But then you just have to come to the conclusion that, hey, maybe it's not the right fit. You know, maybe my all ain't enough, right? And I'm okay with that. But what I'm not okay with is taking shortcuts and not doing things the right way and expecting for great things to happen. It don't work like that. So that's what it's been for me. That's a good question, man. Thank you for asking that. What you got? Man, I think I think for me, I found the blessings in the lessons. And I'm gonna tell you, like for me, um, one thing I believe is if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna have fun doing it. Right? So there were times where I was coaching in situations and we went defeated. I didn't say undefeated. I mean, we went defeated, right? But I'm gonna just tell you, every day, man, we had a blast. Like every day, like we gonna show, like what we gonna do is we gonna show up every day and we gonna work our butts off. Like, I don't know about. I ain't even looking at the scoreboard, right? Like, but what I do know is we gonna show up every day. That's the expectation. If you said you're gonna be here. If you said you're gonna be here, this is the expectation of what I expect from you. I'm gonna be here every day excited and I'm gonna have fun. I expect you to do that too. No, you're gonna do that, boy. Like, boy, you're gonna do that. Every day, show your butt up here, have a good time, and we're gonna work, right? Because what happens is in the work, we all get better, right? I ain't even looking at the scoreboard. Every day we get better because we show up and we work. And that's what it's about. Like eliminate all of them distractions, eliminate all of those excuses to get your butt beat, man. Focus in, do the work, and you'll surprise yourself with the things that you'll accomplish because you're locked in and focused. And you, man, it's crazy. Like I've seen guys like true. It's actually we had a guy here that played D line. Like I watched that guy each week just drastically get better, right? And starting the season out, he was probably below average, but he stayed. Man, I need to share this. We had a coach that would work out in the morning. He would come in the morning every day and work out with him in the morning. He would do our normal stuff, athletics, after school practice. He would stay after practice and run more and work on his technique. Every day he did that. You hear when Darius Richmond was here? I think you came after him. Yeah, yeah. So he was a D-line guy here at Oak Ridge. Yeah, and so like man, I came when he was a junior, and I could watch him on tape like each week. Like you could see it. Like you could see his technique. You could see his speed. Like you could see like the sacks he was. Like you could literally see that. And man, I was so proud of that guy because he was able to play college football at a major college. And it was because he just showed up and worked, man. Every day he went above and beyond and ended up being like a big time player on the team, on a successful team. So man, just work. Set the expectation, eliminate the distraction. Dang, just work, man. All right. So thank you, Coach. Hey, one other thing I want to do with you, catch me after. I'll wait for you if you got a question. Now, anybody else that got a question, if you can hang, I'll stay as long as you need me. But one other thing I want to do with y'all, man, I love doing this when I speak. Like I said, I believe that no success Like it's gonna come to you. You got to go get it and make it happen, right? So can y'all get loud? Can y'all do that? Okay. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and can y'all give me a real loud go get it? Can we do that? All right, here we go, man. 1, 2, 3. Go get it. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Go get it.